and heroes. Gonna tell you about pros and heroes. Gonna tell you about
comic books, costumes,
facts, boots,
and other stuff.
In this week's issue,
All-Star Superman Part 3. Welcome into Bros, Foes, and Heroes. I'm Zach, joined as always by the mighty man of wonder himself, Mr. Mike.
Hello.
Who is drinking a unspecified liquid.
Unspecified liquid in a very generic
plain
cup.
glass. Welcome in, as always. What we have for you on the show today is we are continuing our coverage of All-Star Superman. We are going to wait probably until the last episode, or part 4, to kind of dive into some Superman talk from the movie itself. This is coming out.
We saw the movie.
We did, and here's the beauty of it is actually when this comes out, it'll be on Monday, so it'll be after opening weekend, so a lot of you will too. But I'm going to tell you by Wednesday, we're just going to talk about it. So you have until, and I'll let you know, hey, spoilers, and then we'll go into it. But still, because Mike and I do want to talk about it.
By the way, stay through the credits. I don't understand the people that go to these screenings and then they leave when the credits start popping up. At this point, if you don't know that there's extra scenes and you this was like an Amazon thing, right? Oh, you're a special Amazon customer, so you get to go see the movie. Well, that's everybody in the planet, but okay. We bought
Mike
tickets.
did not feel special, I guess.
But what I'm saying is you had to go out of your way to get these tickets.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, and the people who left early.
The people who left early,
No,
they should be the ones that stay.
No, yeah, I get that. Like, we were so we weren't going to go anywhere. Also, though, sometimes
Plus my ass was asleep.
Well,
so
that's true.
Was that.
But also, and I'm going to be that guy, like, a lot of people worked on this. Like, even just to sit there and just, like, watch it, it's a nice little show of respect in a weird way.
Absolutely, sure.
And it's fantastic. Like,
but
that's what I'll tell you. It's amazing.
Two post-credit scenes.
There are.
Yeah.
Nothing. One that I feel in a weird way, like we've kind of seen, but it's an homage to this too. I feel like it is. We'll talk about it in the next episode that we do.
Which one was that?
The middle one, the middle credit one.
What happened? Don't say it, but give me like
How can I not? Oh, like without context.
Give me like a signpost or so. What? Because all I remember is the one at the very end.
Yeah, no, that one. Not that one. This is the middle one. Superman and I can't.
Oh, okay. I got you. Yep. Never mind. Found it. Yep.
Okay.
There it is. It's in the database.
Wrong. Okay.
Yeah.
That was some exciting
Sorry,
audio
guys.
for you guys to listen to, and video.
Actually, the post-credit scenes that we wanted to see happened at the end of the movie before the credits even rolled.
I for sure thought that.
I thought that was going
to be the post credits.
Yeah.
And that made me even happier then though, because they were able to.
You guys will be very happy with this.
Let's just We'll tune in on Wednesday at the end of when we cover. The beauty of it, we're going to conclude our coverage of All-Star Superman with Part 4 to tell the end of this fantastic story by Grant Morrison and Frank Quitely, and then we'll also talk about Superman the movie too. And I think Mason wants to talk about it too, so we might let him join it. He hasn't seen it yet, but we'll let him join us for that talk after he's seen it.
Seen it yet.
We'll talk about All-Star Superman, and he can join us just for that talk.
Yeah.
But let's go ahead and dive into Part 3 of All-Star Superman, which means we are focusing today on issues 7, 8, and 9 in the run of the 12-issue run. Just to kind of get you caught up with what we covered a little bit last week, and these all came out in 2007. This whole series, I don't know if we've talked about it, Mike. This was a little bit time frame-wise different from, most series come out like weekly or, bi-monthly is when it comes out like twice a week or once a month, how it might be. Yep. This book, the 12 issues span out very much like All-Star Batman and Robin the Boy Wonder, how it took a long time for the two of the artists. And like, I think some of it might've been quietly trying to get all the art done and stuff, all of this, like some of the deadlines were missed and it extended how long this book came out. But those 12 issues are released from 2005 to 2008. So this is over a it's over a 3-year span.
Shites.
So it's nice now that we have all 12 collected so we can tell the whole story together. But I'm glad that they didn't cancel it at any point in time, because obviously the full story is amazing once you sit there and had it. And you would have runs like this one right here, starting with 7, where one came out in like June, one came out in September, and one came out in December. So you had 3 like at the end of the year. It would work like that kind of. But anyway, I can already tell you by the cover, this is kind of Mike's favorite,
I like some
can't do it.
Bizarro. Yeah.
He likes some Bizarro for a lot of reasons. And we are going to, I don't know why I did that, but
I don't even know what that means.
I don't know what it is.
Sure. Okay.
But it's provocative. It's
great.
And let's see exactly. Morrison's saying, I was going to kind of catch you up on our story so far. So if you haven't watched part 1 or part 2, here's your quick little recap. Superman went to save a mission that was going to the sun.
How do you pick this one? You
What?
just drop in here.
Well, I'm just trying to cover episode-wise.
I get it.
Makes
Yeah.
sense
I understand.
weekly.
I'm just saying, yeah.
I'm just saying, but yeah, no. If you if
who are
you're
these
coming back to
yahoos?
this later, anyway.
Yeah.
If you haven't watched part 1, 2, and you've decided for some reason to start on part 3,
Yeah. Good job. You did it.
I was just giving you a quick rundown, Mike. It was Superman saved a.
I hear that last season of The Sopranos is the best too. You might want to start at like episode 3.
No.
It'll be good.
Anyway, Superman saves a space trip to the sun that has been essentially a plan by Lex Luthor to thwart it the whole way. And Superman does save the people on board, but ends up becoming overpowered by the sun's radiation, and it's poisoned him to the point of where he has about a year to live. So what we've watched now is essentially the last year of Superman. And kind of these 12 different feats, the 12 heroic feats of Superman. It's very much like, mythology and the different, what is it, Hercules, I think that has?
This
or
is
maybe
very mythological. Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
But
Mythologically, I don't know. Whatever.
But each individual story, there's like a standalone kind of adventure that happens. That's one of these things that also has interlocking ties through everything else. It's all very Silver Agey, and it's all just like a love letter to the character of Superman as a whole. This is something that Grant Morrison wrote after their father had passed away, so I know it was a very emotional thing for them to write too. And they themselves have talked about how they were fascinated with Superman for so long, and that this was something they wanted to write for a long time too. Just great stuff, and I think they captured the character so well. But let's dive in with issue 7.
This is very reminiscent of the movie we saw, though, because you can tell that these people that either directed the movie, wrote this comic, did all of this, are huge fans of Superman. This is all fan service type stuff. This is, like you say, the love letter. But you could tell that James Gunn, I mean, there was a thing that came up before we even watched that said this is the movie he's wanted to make for like 20-something years or whatever. And I would think that this would be the same thing for the writers of this.
Oh, for sure. Like once you're able to get there and be like, all right, you can tell the Superman story you want to tell.
Yeah.
And you're like, this is what I've been waiting for.
Yeah.
And you finally get to dive in.
Yeah.
That's why I think a lot of these comic book writers, I'll just say one thing, that are able to understand the character so well, are able to put together these stories. Like we've covered a lot of them. I have a clip that I'll save it for the final one. It's from a GQ interview that David Cornsweet did, where he talks about when I was trying to do research for the character, the 2 comics that James Gunn led me towards were All-Star Superman, and it was a Superman for All Seasons, which we covered both of those.
Yeah.
And that movie feels very much in the same vein. And everybody who says it feels like a very comic book movie, like maybe the most comic book movie, are kind of hitting that right on the nail on the head.
Yeah.
But let's go ahead and get into our stories for today.
It ain't Snyder. I can tell you that.
It's a lot happier, and I was fine with that.
It's a
Not to say there
wonderful
aren't tense moments, man, but still,
Sure.
It was just more colorful in general.
It's just a pretty movie. It's fan service movie. It's wonderful.
Okay, I'm gonna save it for Wednesday.
Right.
So,
hey, are we talking about a comic book, right?
we are. We're
That'd be
talking
great.
about All-Star Superman issue 7. Let's go ahead and dive into it. So Leo Quintum and his crew are out in space, and
Who?
Leo Quintum. Remember the guy?
Oh,
the
yeah.
crew? It's
I got you.
the guy that Jimmy Olsen did A Day in the Life of. The
Yeah.
guy who Superman.
Yeah.
He's like this big, smart,
I got you.
professor.
He's the guy with the rainbow coat.
Exactly.
Yeah,
He's the guy
I
with the
got it.
rainbow coat.
Yeah.
He's an update, I'm pretty sure, on another Silver Age character that I didn't fully get at the time. I realized in watching stuff that there's another story. There's some other Silver Age stories that are referenced through this that we have read. That when we get to it, I'm going to be happy to be like, hey, Mike, remember?
Yeah. And I'll say, no, I don't remember.
Yeah, no, exactly. But they're out in space. I'm trying to remember. They're out there looking. There's no sign of our missing. Oh, so one of their Bizarro technicians has gone missing, I guess.
Oh, that's right. I forgot they had all those Bizarro people.
Like in the under. Remember they have this place called the Underspace, which is essentially like our universe. And Quantum's decided to like dive into the universe that's underneath us. It's like the kitchen sink underneath our universe, essentially. And they're like looking through there. Well, they have like a technician that's missing, and they can't necessarily find him for comfort. And while this is all happening, there's a giant kind of like planet eater. What do they call it? You'll see it here in a minute, that something from the Underverse has kind of come up and it's starting to threaten Earth. While all this is going, Superman has a planet eater itself. Is that what he calls
it? Fighting an octopus in space. That's what he's doing.
He is. No, it's a creature that he's had like kept in the Kryptonian zoo, like his zoo there. Where does he talk about it? I don't know. Anyway, I can't remember. When it gets there, I'll remind you. It's a planet eater, I believe, or a sun eater, something like that. But it's gotten too big for him to keep in captivity, so he's kind of like releasing it out, to go live its life wherever it is. And he comes back, and as he comes back to go to Earth, he's tackled by a lot of those Bizarro-like creatures.
Yeah.
And we see that Bizarro world is now outside, kind of like hovering. He's there near Mars, is what we find out.
Yeah.
And the square world is Bizarro world. So Bizarros are essentially imperfect clone. Bizarro is an imperfect clone of Superman.
Sure.
There have then become like multiple Bizarros over the time. And in this instance, in a very Silver Agey thing, there's a world full of Bizarros. So if our world was round, the Bizarro world would be square.
And I love where their water is where our land would be.
And their land is where our water would be.
Yeah.
So while Superman's dealing with the Bizarros, we cut to Metropolis, and it's around Christmas time. There's a Christmas party at the Daily Planet. Everybody's sitting there having a good time. You see Lois and Perry and Cat Grant and Steve Lombard, and Jimmy's looking outside, and he's like, guys, I think something's going on outside. We should maybe...
Steve Lombard was really good in the movie, too.
He was. Beck Bennett did great as that. And
great stuff.
Here's the thing, the Steve Lombard we're about to see, it fits, it's very much the same kind of way you would play him, I would think. And he's like, I think, the holiday season just kind of got wrecked, guys. He sees, this creature, crash down on land, and more starting to hit. It's like meteors, kind of. And Jimmy's like, Chief, I think we need to go up and get to the roof to make sure we're all safe. And Perry White's like, in minus 10-degree weather on the roof, Olsen, in a meteor shower? This is your bright idea? And he's like, believe me, son, it's going to take more than a few space rocks landing down outside for Perry White to go ahead and move on from this party.
Yeah.
And about that time, the elevator opens, and this creature just says, I'm Bizarro. Or am Bizarro. And she's welcomed here. It's welcomed in, come on, drinks are on. And it's like the Bizarro creature grabs the woman's face and starts to become her in a way. Soaks up and becomes like a Bizarro version of her. See, in this, Bizarro's kind of like a... think of gangrene in a way. It can go and it sucks from things. It takes on whatever it gets its energy from in this. Okay. So as you can see, there is now a Bizarro version of her, where Perry White and the woman's name is Allie, and what it also does is it affects Allie too, because you see the Bizarro saying goodbye instead of hi, but then Allie's like, me am Allie, no, me am no Bizarro, so it's affected her too, and infected her kind of.
Oh, you've basically taken one person and split them into two.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so Perry White tries to fight off the Allie Bizarro, and as he's fighting with it, it rushes towards them, and Steve Lombard throws the Bizarro Allie out the window.
Yeah.
And while he's sitting there, he's just like, I touched her, and wait, I haven't changed. Maybe I'm immune to what's going on. And he thinks, oh, okay, that's what it is. But then he has the realization, oh, wait, I just threw out poor Allie like a football out the window. You think she's okay? And Jimmy brings up, still no response from Superman. He's already hit his watch. Yeah. I love this too, Mike. So the Bizarros are obviously imperfect clones. They take, and I think they can get away with this because of it, but they take the restaurant out there and they've rearranged the letters. So it should have been a McDonald's. You see that?
Yeah.
So the Bizarros have arranged the letters so it's like a Bizarro McDonald's, which I thought was just a funny, a funny little joke. As they go to escape,
look at that.
Bizarro Superman shows up, but
So good.
yeah, they can't tell. Like, he lands, and everybody thinks at first that it's actual Superman.
Right.
And so the kid runs out. It's okay, Mommy. Like, Superman's here. He'll find Dad. And you get Superman. Me am no Bizarro. Me am be you friend. Like, talks very much like the Bizarro way would.
Yeah, sure.
Which is reverse of everything. And about that time, Superman does land and kind of pushes Bizarro out of the way, saves the kid, tells him, like, hey, I'm going to set you down. You run as quick to your mom as I can. I'm going to deal with Bizarro here.
I love how his colors are all muted, too.
Yes.
You know?
Oh,
That's
it's
really
so
cool.
great.
Yeah.
No, I love the art on this.
Yeah, it's really well
I
done.
also love how, like, the breaths on both of these, like, bleed past over the panels.
Yeah.
And so there's a battle back and forth between Superman and Bizarro a little bit, and Superman decides he's going to try out like some of his new powers on Bizarro, and that's what we see, like this little bolt of whatever it is. I don't know. He shoots him with some kind of energy blast.
Yeah.
And he's like, call your people off. And Bizarro's like, Amno want fight you, want all you Amno become Bizarro. So like, I'm assuming that means Bizarro doesn't want to fight. He wants to just basically like consume all of Earth.
Yeah. Wants everybody to become a Bizarro.
Yeah. We find out that Jimmy helps everybody from the Daily Planet escape on a blimp there to get away from the Bizarro creatures that are taking over. It's Jimmy Olsen.
Sure.
Yeah. It says that I took precautions of hacking the commercial blimp network in case I needed to impress a girl with an outrageous aerial getaway. And Perry White's like, yeah, okay, whatever you say, let's just get out of here. It's Jimmy Olsen being Jimmy Olsen.
Yeah.
So
Fantastic in the movie too. By the way.
Great.
Jimmy Olsen.
There's fantastic. I will add this, and I don't think this is anything about the movie, but it's just because you said it, and I'll forget if not. I do feel like there is a cut of that Superman movie because it comes in right under 2 hours.
Yeah.
I feel like James Gunn's first cut was probably like 2 hours and 45 minutes.
Probably.
And Warner Brothers was like, it'd be really nice if you got it under 2, because I feel like there's more Daily Planet stuff that got cut out.
I agree.
I feel like there's more Perry, there's more Cat, there's more Cat. There's more Cat. There's more, like of them that we got to see. We still got to see. It kind of
made sense though because you were just dropped in the life of these
for
people.
for sure. Yeah. But I do feel like there was probably more there to it as well.
Yeah.
So, as they're leaving, Jimmy pages like Quintum, and he tells them like, "Hey, is anyone there?" And Quintum answers like, "I thought I had this number changed, Mr. Olsen. Look, we're dealing with a planet eater, and it's trying to mimic the Earth to appear less threatening, but it's moving into the kill. Like it's trying to absorb our planet. And it attacks in a highly contagious way." This is explaining how this Bizarro works.
Sure.
Infra material which copies, infects its target, and spreads like gangrene. Oh, and yellow sunlight appears to make the creature sick, which is why they're attacking Earth's night side. So it's nighttime there in Metropolis. He goes, "I'd love to be a little more helpful, Mr. Olsen," but he's like, "Yeah, we have problems." Like they're trying to figure out where we're going to find sun then now at this time. But so then that is, the Bizarro world is essentially a planet eater. It's coming in to absorb Earth. Superman takes the blimp to safety, and he kind of tells Lois there that these new Bizarros like attacked me out near Mars, and like it's a desperate situation, and I'm only one man. Like I need to go kind of deal with this. Oh, that's where it was. His Sun Eater, the thing he released out earlier is a Sun Eater. I couldn't remember the name of it.
Well, it makes sense if it's working in conjunction with the Bizarros because it wants to eat the sun because that's what makes them sick.
Well, we don't know it's working in conjunction with the Bizarro.
Okay.
He got held up. Remember the creature he released out in space?
Oh, yeah.
He's just saying the reason he wasn't there earlier was I was held up. I had to release my Sun Eater back into the cosmos before he outgrew the Fortress Zoo.
Got it.
Now, usually this would just seem like a passing thing, but with Grant Morrison a lot of times, a lot of passing things aren't just passing things. And so I'm just making reference to it because it might come up next episode.
Sure.
So, and he tells him that then these Bizarros attacked me out near Mars. And so Perry asks him, like, Superman, they copied, like, one of our workers back, or, what he goes, oh, one of them copied me in his own back. Oh, Superman's saying that. Like, Perry goes, you have to see, like, Lombard, like, saved us, and he touched it and it didn't get affected. Like maybe he's immune to it somehow.
Yeah.
Maybe you should scan him. And so Superman, I just like kind of the comedy there for a bit. And so Superman scans over him and he goes, I don't know if I would recommend those performance pills in your bloodstream to everybody. there must be a faster way to put an end to this. It's like, it worked for you, but let's not.
Wow.
Yeah, and it's just like that's the thing, is because the only reason I add that in is Steve Lombard through this whole series is always just a bully to Clark Kent. And so it's nice to see that Steve Lombard still always gets his in some way. Like, even when he thinks, like, oh.
Yeah.
There's a point you'll see again here later in a bit too. So he realizes that, all right, so sunlight weakens them Jimmy says to Superman, well, sunlight weakens them. I'm thinking if we had like a gigantic space mirror, we could reflect the sun's rays across the Earth's night hemisphere.
A gigantic space mirror, by the way, was just said.
I know. And stay with me.
Just saying.
I know. Stay with me.
Okay.
And Superman goes, no, that's a great idea. This Bizarro planet has some pretty big oceans, Jimmy. Maybe if they were moved in correct position, like we could somehow reflect like the sun off Earth, like to Bizarro. Yeah. Not necessarily a mirror, but the water, not the,
Yeah, I got you.
So Superman goes, he decides to leave to go to Bizarro World to, position the Earth where they need to. Well, when he lands, like, he causes damage there to one of the volcanoes, and like, I guess like to cause it to kind of turn is my assumption of this when he goes. I could be,
okay.
But still, he damages Bizarro World like pretty big. It's a nice little first blow, like when he lands. And what we see is Olsen explained this because the planet you see has gone very red. Mm-hmm. The Bizarro World has gone very red.
Yeah.
Jimmy tells Perry, Superman, essentially, he's hurt the planet by that blow he's done. I guess it's crawling its way back kind of into the undersphere now. Like, Superman punched it so hard that it's like, oh, we don't want to deal with Earth. And it's kind of like sinking back to where it kind of came from. And Lois goes, okay, but then, like, what about Superman? What happens to Superman then if he's on this world? And so he lands, and all the Bizarros are back, and Bizarro's waving a black flag. And he's like, no surrender, am no beat, hurt more, fight more. Like, he's done.
Yeah.
And Superman's like, all right, by that, you mean the opposite, right? It's over? All right, retreat to the underverse now and bother Earth again. Okay, we're cool. That's good. I saved this. And he goes to, like, take off.
It's going to be hard to have a conversation.
It does. Well, just wait. And Superman, like, goes to take off. And as he, like, jumps to, like, fly away from the stairs, he only lands at the bottom of the stairs. Mm-hmm. And he's just like, I can't fly. My powers are already fading. Bizarro, I need your help or I'll die here, like, and leave my world in danger.
Because it's red?
Because it's a red. Okay. Like, he's lost his, it's a red sun now.
All
and
right.
it's art. And he's like,
that makes sense.
And Bizarro goes, die am good. And so, of course, you're like, how are you going to talk to somebody like that? But he's stuck on a planet full of that until you see, you'll get no help there, Superman. But 1 in every 5 billion copies is flawed, unique, different. Not mindless like these shambling mockeries, but sensitive and self-aware. Suffering alone in a world of confusion. And Superman's like, who in the world? And he looks and he goes, call me ZiBarro, which would be a smart Bizarro.
I love their pizza.
I do. ZiBarro's?
Yeah.
Great pizza. So, ZiBarro is a reverse Bizarro.
Okay.
You would think for every 5 billion, there's one. I love this.
Nice pants.
I do. I love this cover. Some of these covers are great, but I love this cover. So, we'll start issue 8 now of All-Star Superman. And while he's there, he's like, all right, there must be something worthwhile.
I love the black speech bubbles, too, by the way.
So it is the reverse of Superman.
Yeah.
It's a black speech bubble with white text. Anytime any of the Bizarros or ZiBarro talks.
Yeah.
And Superman is looking for, like, anything from on this planet he can find to, like, build a way to get back to Earth then, since he's losing his powers. He's not going to be able to use that to fly back. He's going to have to build his way back.
Right.
Like some kind of ship or something like that.
Okay.
And he's like, all right, there's got to be something I can find here. Bizarros usually like to make things. And ZiBarro, that's going to get confusing, but ZiBarro tells him, no, not these. They'll wander around Bizarrotropolis, indulging the usual aimless, meaningless non-activity that they love, at least until the all-night.
Bizarrotropolis.
Yeah, Bizarrotropolis. We find out, and this is kind of a little bit sad in a way, that essentially ZiBarro he's like, surely with all your superpowers, you could easily fly away from here. And he's like, nah, I can't because of like under the underverse, like you're shifting me towards the red end of the sun spectrum. And so because of that, like red sun, I've lost all my powers.
Yeah.
And like one by one, I'm just losing them under the sunlight as it keeps going. And he goes, oh, and as I've explained to you, 1 every 5 billion Bizarro copies is born flawed and perfect. That one is me. Please tell me you understand, Superman, that I'm so alone here that I no one to talk to. No shred of intellect exists with me to communicate with, like my thoughts and my feelings. He's like, I have nothing. And he goes, ZiBarro, I hate to tell you, like, this is getting me nowhere. Like, I'm trying to, and he's like, you don't understand. Can you imagine what it's like to be so different, so unique, so unlike anyone else? Must only ZiBarro see the beauty in the sunset? Must only ZiBarro search for poetry in this senseless coming and going? And then you see other Bizarros around him. Him know him think beautiful sunset and ugly like us. Ha ha ha, ZiBarro am king of cool. So all the idiots in a way are mocking him.
Yeah.
Because he's not like them.
Well, when you're the smart man in a land of fools,
Exactly.
I mean,
And so ZiBarro just goes, you see? And he's like, me no have plan for puny Superman. And then Superman goes, that voice, because we find out there is a Bizarro Jor-El instead of Superman's dad.
Okay.
But his name is Le Raj because it's everything backwards. Le Raj. Le Rouge? L-E. How would you say L-E-R-O-J? Le Raj? Le Rouge.
Le Raj.
Le Raj.
Yeah.
And he goes, me am sin father as baby near away from Bizarro home. Me am Bizarro's world greatest genius. And he's like, great sons, a Bizarro Jor-El. Like Superman just can't believe like all of this.
Yeah.
And that's where he like ZiBarro corrects him on his name. And he goes, his twisted behavior has made him king of all Bizarros, at least until the all night falls when he'll be called upon to make the supreme sacrifice for himself and like, I guess like die kind of for the people in a way.
Sure. See, you'd think it would be supreme sacrifice would be opposite. Like everybody would die except him.
Yeah, you would think, but it's still, it's him. Anyway, he has a plan. Where is it? He goes, it lives and continues to prowl for its prey beneath the surface of the oversea. Isn't that right, Laraj? Look at him. He's always encouraged to be a great idiot, but like so this is kind of like ZiBarro, I'm assuming, might be like a son, an adoptive son in a way of, his, and he goes, am him no fell me yet. Like he's just like, he's terrible. And Superman just like, this is my luck. This is hopeless. Like I have no way to get out of here unless ZiBarro, he's like, you could help me build a spaceship like the one that brought me to Earth from Krypton, capable of escaping this cube world and just terrible gravity. And ZiBarro's like, oh, like he's like, cause he's like excited. And then when Superman wants to leave, he's just like, oh. Because he thinks I have somebody.
He just wants a friend.
He does.
Yeah, he needs somebody to talk to. He's just very lonely.
And he tells him about how Superman, like Bizarro home failed to feed. Now it must sink to rest. Like you're about to go into darkness. Remember, you're gonna lose your powers. How are you gonna get out of here? He goes like, all these men and women with their help, like I could build something. And he's like, yeah, good luck getting them to build anything. He's like, all right, but I at least have to try. Lois has gone to visit Professor Quintum now to be like, yo, where the hell's Superman? Right? He's missing. And he asks, have you found him? And they essentially say like, yeah, we found like he's on that Bizarro world kind of sinking back into the underverse. And he goes, think of it as like a weird super dense basement level under the universe, home to planet-sized monsters like the thing that just attacked us. And he's just kind of like he could only survive under those ferocious conditions. But even he, not for long. Like he's not going to be.
Right, sure. Yeah.
And she goes, I thought he was more powerful than ever. Like him coming back, like all of his powers, he's been so strong. And he's like, well, I'm sorry. He didn't tell you, did he? No, never mind. He wouldn't tell you. Why would he? He wouldn't tell anybody. And Lois is confused then. She's like, oh, it's Luthor. Like he's done something to him. Lex has done something. And he's just like, my apologies, Miss Lane. I may be speaking out of turn to tell you this, but when Superman rescued us on our mission, like it was Lex Luthor's intention to start to kill Superman using the sun itself. And he's basically done that.
Right.
And he also tells her, like, we've been working on a cure to find something, but so far it's failed. And then during a fine scan of our solar probe data, we were able to find something disturbing. And he shows this giant, like, sun, another sun growing. He goes, whatever he is, like this, like he's like essentially like I'd say that this is a job for Superman. Like we definitely need him while we have him for whatever this thing is brewing too, and we don't know where he is. We don't know how to get him back. Like we're just kind of out of luck right now. We cut back to Superman using a wheelbarrow then to like move rocks and metal and heaps and stuff. And he's moving around. He goes, see, bring metal and materials and we can get started. Like he tells all the Bizarro people. And he goes, a wheel like this means that I can roll heavy pieces. It's easy. Like anybody can do that. He's like, you guys want me to leave your planet, right? Like if the quicker y'all help, the quicker I'm able to go. Yeah. And he goes, this is how we all get it. And then all Bizarro does is he picks it up and he goes, Will, Superman am genius. This am Will. Him talk big sense. Me am no interested. And they're making fun of him now for talking like ZiBarro. Yeah. And he's like, I can't do this without you guys. I don't have time. They're also all walking away from him. Yeah. And ZiBarro's essentially like, I told you guys. And he's like, idiots. Yeah, he's like, no, you're right. Oh, hold on. But maybe. No, wait. No, listen. Superman goes, me am no want you am listen. And about that time, huh? And the Bizarro turns around. Huh. Now him have not got me hooked. Ignore this. And like they turn around just because he told them not to listen. They're all turned around and they're headed back. And Superman then starts to try to speak like Bizarro. Me have something to say and nothing you'd want to see. Go away. And so while he's pretending like all the Bizarros then are interested, and so he uses this.
So all he's got to do is talk backwards. He basically. Does,
yeah. And so Superman talks like Bizarro and pretends like he doesn't want their help and he doesn't want them to know what he's doing, and they all want to help now. And I just love this. It's just so great. And so we get to see that they're working together. Superman's getting weaker and weaker as it is going, and he's having a hard time hammering and stuff and putting things together. And he tells them essentially like they're building like this giant firework display to celebrate the All Night. He doesn't tell them it's this rocket. Like he thinks that's how he's going to be able to get them to do it. And so they're all on board and they're building it. And he goes, I'm
amazed that he's still able to think.
Yeah. And while he's doing, he's like, sure, me am no take all the help I can get right now is what Superman says to Bizarro. And ZiBarro goes, I can't bear hearing you talk like this. Superman, please don't sink to their level. And he goes, ZiBarro, look there. It's like some kind of fever dream. Oh, because that's what Bizarro asks if he wants to know. He goes, bad news. Greatest anti-heroes of Bizarro Cube. No involunteer help, Superman. No Unjustice League. And that's where he goes, it looks like some fever dream. And we get Bizarro versions of members of the Justice League. We get Bizarro Green Lantern and have no ultimate power ring. Can make it real what me am no think of. Only terrible is me am no think only of everything. So he can't conjure anything because he can't think anything up. Right. And then like the Flash is super slow and he has no secret weapon is what his thing is. Wonder Woman was so beautiful but turned to ugly cheap clay statue because she is no good team player. Like just stuff like that. And so he's there and he's like, oh, the Unjustice League. And ZiBarro's just like, see, like this is what's helping you. Wow. As they're sitting there.
I've never seen Bizarro versions of the other
I hadn't either. That's why I loved it. I thought it was great. ZiBarro does come up and he goes, they were eager to help Superman. What could I say? Well, he goes, I know those poor demented creatures mean well, but those twisted copies of the old friends of the Justice League were just as ineffective as the actual Justice League is effective. Mm-hmm. Like, it just makes no sense. And he comes to him and he's like, he goes, hey, your hands are shaky. You're growing weaker. He's like, yeah. I'm getting heavy, or like everything's just getting heavier in general. Are we almost done yet? And ZiBarro goes, yeah. I was studying the blueprint again, and I couldn't help but notice something, Superman. There only seems to be room on your rocket ship for one person, is what ZiBarro asked him. And he's like, ZiBarro, I'll be subjecting myself to an unimaginable stress. Like, the chances of survival are slim, even if you had powers like Super Bizarro does. Mm-hmm. And he's like, what do you mean? Well, what do I feel if I haven't been have you not been listening to me all this time? Like, do you not realize I'd take any chance just to get away from here? I dare any peril just to feel like, I wasn't alone. And he's like, I can't let you risk that. Like, but you have my word that if I get home safely, I will find a way to contact you here in the Underverse. And one day I promise that we'll meet again. Yeah. And I know that, like, I think you think of yourself as a flaw, an imperfection. But you're something more, ZiBarro. You're proof that Bizarro Home is getting smarter. Like, you're a sign that they're not all like you. Sure. They can't, or they're not all like them. Like, maybe you too. Why else did this world, this incredible organism, make eyes like yours to see beauty and meaning where others haven't. And he's like, I wonder that maybe there was still time for you to take a look at my work then, at least before you left. And he's like, yeah, no, I can do that. We're finally at the final stages, and Bizarro Jor-El's like, all right, the festivities are done. All Night's coming to an end. And he's like, all right, it's time for us to light this thing. But first, we're going to sing, before we say fireworks, after we whisper ancient Bizarro anthem. No hurry or no miss fireworks, no fly. And then Superman's like, no, not yet. You can't launch it without me. Like, he's dropping the thing. Like, he's trying to, climb himself to the rocket because, of course, the Bizarros wouldn't listen to when everything was ready, and they're trying to shoot it off now. And the Bizarro anthem is honestly the national anthem in a Bizarro way, and I think it's so great. So it's no say, am no see, am nights early dark. Like, it's through the O, and it's the whole thing, right?
Yeah.
No rockets, blue shade, am no shells, dead now there. How long do you think it took to have to write that out to do that?
That took quite a bit of brain power.
But still, I'm with that. So it's like as the national anthem would be, I guess they're saying Superman's national anthem. Mm-hmm. It is, the reverse would be Bizarro's. Yeah. And they would, of course, we just had the 4th. We sing the national anthem, before we light off fireworks is the general thought here. Sure. Which is hilarious. So as they go and they're going to light it, and he's like, where he goes, and he's calling to get there, and they're like, all right, am us home, cowardly. Oh, he ends up singing. They go, ZiBarro, you want me all to go? Like, they're like, you want me to go on that rocket instead of Superman? And they're like, yeah. And he's like, see how much they hate me? And like, no go, ZiBarro, no go. Like, I guess they want him to.
That means go,
yeah. They hate, they don't like him being the different one. He goes, if you could only know how it felt to be so completely despised. This is my one and only chance to leave this horrible place forever. Is what ZiBarro tells Superman, and he's like sitting there, and he still helps Superman up, and he goes, I want what you have, respect, love, a place to belong. And Superman's just still trying to climb up, and he's like, can't leave Earth in trouble, as he's like climbing there. And Bizarro goes, but what if I found that I was just as lonely on your world as I was everywhere else? Like, what if it's not necessarily the place that I am? Mm-hmm. He goes, here, let me help you. And ZiBarro does kind of lift him up and put Superman on the rocket.
I just love how it's like a Wile E. Coyote type
rocket
device he's using to get back to Earth.
Yeah, and he straps him on, and he's like strapping him up. And he's like, all right, we're almost there. One last thing, Superman. Did you manage to take a look at my work after all? He's just asking him as he's helped tying him up.
Right.
And Superman does. He goes, your writing has unique qualities, ZiBarro. All these wonders only you've seen. Keep it up. Tell the star of the Bizarro home, and tell how they made a rocket ship out of garbage to shoot the Traveler home. Yeah. And he goes, all right, I'll try. It's like a nice little moment. And he goes, so I only need some heat to activate the engine, right? And he's like, yep. And that's what the time's like, see the Flash, no secret weapon, as he's bringing like a slowly lit match.
A really bad match, yeah.
And Bizarro goes to grab it, and he turns, and he's like, and you, Bizarro, my friend, we'll meet again. And he goes, friend, no one ever. As he's holding it there, he has that moment, and he's relishing that moment. And as he relishes it, the match goes out.
Sure.
And he's like, no, Superman, I'm sorry, I've messed up. And Superman goes, no problem. Back to plan A, is all he says. And Superman just goes, Super Bizarro, am no me to blame, you weaker than all, and no think so hard it hurt. Me happy Bizarro, no let me stay here forever. And Bizarro's like, huh? Me no sad now. He's basically Superman's just taunting him from the rocket. Yeah. And he's like, me want responsibility, and am no sick of Superman's insults. Hello you. And Superman's just like, yes. And Bizarro's last one is, hello and bad riddance. As he sits there, and he just hurls with his super strength the rocket out of space and you see Lois back at Quantum's, and the space where they were showing of the Underverse. He's like, the Bizarro has gone beyond the range. We can't detect it anymore. I'm sorry. He's gone, Miss Lane. But you see, as they were going under, the little blue of the ship coming back out. I know we're close, and that issue just ends with Bizarro looking up. With ZiBarro looking up and just waving Superman by.
That's a cool picture.
It is very cool. Yeah, and that takes us then to the last part of our show today, which is issue number 9 here of All-Star Superman.
That is a great cover, by the way.
Yeah, no,
it's very like retro without being retro.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
Yeah.
And I love that it's like Superman's just kind of stunned, like he's been punched in the face, and Lois just like, oh, wait, what's going on?
That is the one thing that gives me hope about the Fantastic Four movie, by the way, is the retro part of it.
Yes, I do love the way I love the way it looks. Because it looks like it's out of those 60s, like it feels like it has that 60s Fantastic Four.
I am extremely hopeful that this movie is something. So. Yeah.
Man, I hope so.
This cannot be the death knell of Marvel. You know, it can't be.
Do you think a bad Fantastic Four would be the?
I think you put together a string of bad movies, which the public thought Thunderbolts was bad, which I don't understand because I thought it was great. But you put together 2 or 3 of them, they'll stop making them.
No, that's true. I saw that.
I mean, ultimately, it's Disney. Right,
that's true.
Disney shuts shit.
I saw that Thunderbolts was out now to release. I think
Disney shuts down shit when it doesn't make enough money.
That's
not
true.
when it just makes money.
Same with Netflix, but
yeah, they just shut it down because it didn't make $1 billion. Yeah. You know, it was $9,999,000.
I will be. This is going to be the first. Just real quick, just speaking of money making and stuff like that. This is going to be the first box office I watch in a while, just because I am going to be curious to see how much a new Superman movie makes.
Yeah.
Because I just like to think also that success of this film then means obviously that we get to see more of the stuff that we like, which means that I get to see that Supergirl movie.
The thing I love about that movie is it basically you can watch that thing, and if you think about it at all, it is the perfect way to launch this entirely new universe.
Yes.
You launched, 4 things in that movie? If you think
without listening.
Yeah, no spoilers.
We'll
spoilers
on Wednesday.
But I'm saying the cameo, that's a thing, right? I'm not going to tell you who it is or what it is or whatever, but we'll talk about it.
Technically, multiple ones, yeah.
Crypto is a thing. Right?
Oh, you're saying like
that's
things
moving
that
forward.
exist.
What I'm saying is, even with Hawkgirl and Green Lantern and all of that launches an entire thing. Yeah. So this is it is a perfect way to launch all this stuff.
No, never mind. I'll save it. Just remind me.
Which one?
I just wanted to. Well, fine. I'll add this. I am interested to see because I have heard that I think there's going to be a lot of crossover then, or not crossover, but at least we'll get some continuation of this story in season 2 of Peacemaker.
Yeah, buddy.
I mean, I don't know how, and it might be a little bit, but we are going to get something still. Like, that's the beauty of this.
Here's the weirdest ass part for me, right? Peacemaker could be the glue that holds all of this shit together. And that is the weirdest thing. He's not even an original DC guy.
Yeah, no, he was a Charlton character that
amazing.
Yeah,
that is amazing.
But anyway, like that's so we could get some more continuation of. I would still love because that's the thing. We saw the trailer for it, so we know that we get Guy Gardner and Hawkgirl and Maxwell Lord at least for a little bit in there.
Well, and you have to assume that some of the others are going to pop over as well. Yeah.
Wouldn't it be so cool? And like that's like. Again, we'll talk about it a little bit more on Wednesday, but wouldn't it be so cool? I've got to quit saying that. Wouldn't it be so cool if Superman just made an appearance and somehow in Peacemaker?
Well,
and it feels like it could work. It feels like it. Well okay.
Here's the thing. Did you see Shazam?
The first one, yes. I never watched the second one.
The first one was great.
I did like the first one.
It was a great, fun movie in the middle of a bunch of depressing DC stuff, right?
Oh, that is absolutely.
But you remember the end of it. Superman walks up in the cafeteria, but they couldn't show his face.
Because they didn't have Cavill.
Now, they would show his face. James Gunn would absolutely 1,000% put him in that movie at the end.
No. Okay, for sure. But I think also that...
That's the big difference here.
Well, I think the problem was also, wasn't it Cavill's contract or something,
Whatever,
too?
I don't care.
Okay.
Look at the stuff that Gunn has been able to pull together.
Yeah, but...
When you start thinking about...
The Rock brought Henry Cavill back.
Whatever.
Wow. Do you not smell what he's cooking? Do you not like
it?
I
used to like him. I really did used to like him.
Black Adam?
No. I used to like Dwayne Johnson.
Oh, okay.
To a certain degree.
Oh, okay. This is taking a weird turn.
Yeah, it is taking a weird turn. I liked him better than I did Cena.
Yeah. Because
Cena came kind of after my wrestling watching. Right?
Fair enough. I get that.
And so I didn't really, it's whatever. You know, he came in rapping and all this stuff, and I was like, whatever. This is about my time to exit here, you know. But now... Oh, my God, I'd rather watch stuff with John Cena in it. my God.
So
because The Rock is the same person in everything he's in.
Well, here's something that I saw too that somebody was pointing out. There's two things that I'll mention about that I found out this week in terms of like James Gunn movie news, and then we'll finally get to issue 9 and close out today's episode. First thing is I found out
August 21st,
in a bit of an older interview
August 21st,
for the new season.
Yeah.
It's right around the corner. Is
too many weeks away.
That during the biggest casting that James Gunn had to fight. This is for the very first Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yep.
The very first, or the hardest casting they had to fight for was for Dave Bautista's Drax.
I don't doubt that, yeah.
He mentioned a couple, but I think that was one of them. It was him and
he's kind of turned into
Michael
a flake
Rooker
too, by the way.
I like
Batista.
Dave Bautista. I like Dave
He's
Bautista.
kind of turned into a, I don't know.
I like him.
He was in Snyder's movie, that weird zombie thing, and it sucked.
So
it's terrible.
Anyway. So, and like Michael Rooker, like he talked about, like he's like, if I believe in cast, I'm going to fight for it.
Yeah.
And I'm sure it's probably the same with like John Cena. But like people, when Cena was cast as Peacemaker, the first they were like, okay. Mm-hmm. And then he's great. He's great in the movie. Like he's kind of like, oh, okay, he's funny.
But
then the TV show, my goodness.
Oh.
That whole cast, but that's the beauty of it, is it's the whole cast too. Everybody in that show.
The entire cast is very good. I was watching last night, trying to go to sleep. I'm watching Superstore, like just the meetings part. You know, they would have like the meetings in the break room or whatever. I forgot that what's his face is in it. Who's the guy in Peacemaker that is just the regular guy, big guy?
Oh, Economos. Steve Agee.
Yeah. I forgot he was in Superstore. I kept seeing him in that, and I was like, oh shit, I forgot all about that.
He's hilarious.
He's
I always
great.
love him.
He's
man.
the best. Yeah.
So now I want to watch more Peacemaker.
Yeah,
I still want to watch season 1 before.
I'm going to go watch it again before it comes out.
I'm about to start.
My wife is either going to have to get on board or get off the train.
I'm about to rewatch it.
Yeah.
So so let's get into issue 9 here.
I don't have an actual train. I just want everybody to know that she's not going to have to actually get off a train. Just wanted to point that out.
I've been lied to. This whole time I thought you were sleeping.
Just wanted to point that out. I don't have a train.
So we pick up issue 9 with.
I don't want my wife involved in a train.
With Superman landing in an empty field. I think
that was a different thing.
She's not. Yeah,
that took a big turn.
It did. So we open with Superman landing in an empty field
at a circus,
and that Bizarro rocket that he was on, crashed to as they're setting up. Yeah, like a circus. And he's like, folks.
I guess during the flight he was able to get some sun.
I'm assuming so.
Because
he's coming in. He's fine.
Okay.
I'm assuming that's probably as he traveled. Yeah,
sure.
And he lands. He's like, "Folks, sorry if I startled you." Like it's just kind of nice. Like, oh, sorry about that, guys. You know, because they all rush over to go see what it is. And he's like, "All right, hope I'm not too late to repair all that."
Well, these
damage.
are carnies. Also, they're probably like used to this kind of stuff.
That's true. And he's like, "All right, hope I'm not too late to repair all that damage caused by the Bizarro invasion." And everybody who's working on the tent looks around and he goes, "Guess he hasn't heard then about his replacements." And as he's flying, he kind of he stops because he's questions. He's like, everything in Metropolis has been repaired, but better. And those crystal spires, it's the architecture of my native planet Krypton. Okay. And so he gets there, and we find out as Clark Kent shows up to work, Perry's like, Great Caesar's ghost. Because if there's a Perry White, you got to get a Great Caesar's ghost.
We didn't get that.
We did.
He said it? I don't think he said it in the movie.
There was a lot of Chief talk.
Yeah, there was a lot of Chief, but I don't remember any Great Caesar's ghost.
I thought we got it once.
Maybe.
Okay.
If we did, I missed it.
Okay. I could be wrong. He's like,
there's your outtakes.
There you go.
Probably.
Oh yeah, that's probably stuff like that. When they release like the 2 hour and 45 minute cut, I'm gonna watch.
Yeah, I'm saying release the gun cut.
No, that's not.
Yeah.
I mean that's fine, but I just feel like there's a longer version of this movie.
Yeah, I agree.
I
think when it either goes on HBO or when they release it to streaming.
I feel like that's the things they do when they do if you buy like collected DVDs and stuff like that. Anyway, so
please buy actual media.
Yes.
People. Yeah,
yes.
please buy it.
And he's like, where the hell have you been for the last 2 months? We had a memorial service for you. And that's where it just hits him. And he's like, 2 months? Wow. I got trapped in my closet during that Bizarro invasion.
Trapped in my closet.
3 unopened Thanksgiving baskets and the complete works of Shakespeare thankfully helped me pass the time. And Superman heard my cries for help. And, he helped me out. And
got stuck in his closet.
Hi, Lois. Like, that's all he can think of on the spot.
Yeah.
And he's like, Superman's alive. I knew it. And she just hands him like the headline that says Earth's New Champions.
Yeah.
And he goes, have you seen this? So what has happened is we have found out that there are 2 more living Kryptonians.
Okay.
They were astronauts that had been sent off around the same time that a baby Kal-El had been. Well, their trajectory had knocked them off, and it had delayed their course for a couple of decades.
And they just happened to hit
while he's gone.
Okay. Very comic booky.
It is.
Yeah.
But, again, hey,
I get it. That's fine.
This is our Silver Age Superman.
Whatever. Yeah, I get it.
So,
at least they didn't use their suck breath to make things hit them in the face.
we haven't finished this episode.
Oh, okay. Maybe they do.
Anyway, so
Suck breath.
but they're there and like they're taking down a volcano, and they talk about, this will be the perfect place for the capital.
Taking down a volcano.
They do. Like he sits there and punches through it, and you see it dip
He
down
punches a
into
volcano.
the
Yeah. All right. Great.
But they're like, this will be the perfect capital for New Krypton. See, they are here, and they realize that the new power that Earth has given them,
Oh my.
oh
Goodness.
it's
I'm
not
starting
necessarily
to see some things.
it's not necessarily a full on,
Yeah, I get it. Sure.
but they're just
Yeah.
Superman lands. He's like, hey guys, you need any help? And they look at the other like, did y'all hear anything? And the other one goes, the wind. Like they just kind of ignore him.
God, these are
And he goes,
Kryptonian assholes.
And he's like, they are. And he goes, Bar-El and Lilo.
Lilo.
They told me about you, the first astronauts from the planet Krypton who drifted lost in space for decades. I'm Kryptonian too. And he hands out his hand. He's like, and I can't believe I'm meeting actual living history. Like he thought, obviously, everybody from Krypton is gone. So now he's meeting actual, Kryptonians. And Bar-El looks at him and goes, don't patronize me. We know who you are, son. And he goes, Superman, eh? I don't know why you bothered coming back. Why did you bother? And he goes, well, I was kind of raised
Well, he would
here.
have died also.
Yeah, he's like, I was raised here. This is my home. That's kind of it too. And he goes, but my name on Krypton was Kal-El, and from the son of Jor-El, of House of El, like you,
Sure.
like we're relatives.
Yeah.
And then Lilo goes, I remember Jor-El, a young and ineffectual dreamer. And Bar-El goes, the son follows the father. And they go and they leave, and they go, look at you, boy. You could have built a new Krypton in this squalor. You could have laid the foundation stones of tomorrow. And Superman, I do love this quote. Superman goes, that's not fair. What right do I have to impose my values on anyone? Excuse me. As they sit there and fly off, which I thought was a very valid point.
Yeah.
And they go back and he's like, oh, you guys took over my Fortress of Solitude? And they're like, oh, if you just left the key around there for anybody to pick up, of course. Remember, it was the heavy key that only he could live?
Yeah.
So, of course, they walk through, and they've attacked his robots. His Superman robots are missing.
Gracious.
Yeah, and they're telling him, the yellow sun in the world, it supercharged our cells. It's less gravity. It makes us mighty.
I can't wait for y'all to see the movie.
And so as they walk through, and Superman wants to, he's like, wait a minute, what happened to the statue of my parents and everything in here? And they're like, we celebrate the life of Krypton, not her death. This place reeks of morbidity and obsession. And then they go over and they find, you're familiar, we've had before, the miniature bottle of Candor.
Yep.
That Brainiac has shrunk down, that Superman's always working to try to find a way to reverse, to bring them back, and he just can't. And they essentially make fun of him from that. He's like, where he goes, and for the thousands of miniature Kandorian citizens that you keep hidden from the sun, great row, which is the same as they're like, my God kind of thing. A jar full of people. It's beyond perverse. They're just, and Superman's like, no, Brainiac put them there. I've spent years trying to find a way to restore them. And then they're like, well, then you,
guys are dicks.
They are. Then you drive. Then there's well, if that's the case, then you just drive an ambition, son of Jor-El. But we're different. We will make Krypton live again. Our planet was devastated, you say, yet you preserve her survivors under stifling glass. Geniuses, prodigies, everyone, each worth more than any 1,000 of Earth's barbarians. You don't take your time. You take your time protecting those people when actual, Kryptonians could be saved. And you're focusing on those barbarians. And he's like, even insane criminals like the ones in your Phantom Zone are in the Phantom Zone evidence more natural nobility than the greatest of all these human apes. You should be ashamed of yourself.
Good Lord.
And I saw somebody put this, and when they were describing it, I thought this was a fascinating way. If Kryptonians were as advanced just in everything, as they thought they were,
sure,
there could be an argument that primitively, while they see us and while we might look similar, it might be more of a situation of where they view us more like animals.
Yeah.
Just because of like they're like, oh, they're like that smart. Like, oh, you know, when we talk about this, when it comes to like, because there's other stories that kind of dive into this too of like, you know, Kryptonians coming to invade, like Superman Birthright, things like that. And maybe that could be an argument for it of a way.
Right.
That there's a bigger gap between, it seems, even though they kind of look like us. Like to them, there is that there. And Superman's just like, well, I'm sorry that both of you feel that way. I'd hope that maybe you could replace me if anything were to happen to me. But obviously, like after we've had this conversation, I can tell that, you know, you guys aren't right for this planet. So, and Bar-El looks at him and goes, oh, so is this you puffing your chest up on me? Huh? You betrayed your heritage. You went native. But you won't stand in the way of progress. And they actually kind of, like when he hits, like Superman takes the damage. Like it wasn't too long ago he was still there in the Bizarro world, and this is now a new, fully, you know,
well, you got to figure this
Kryptonian.
Guy. You got to figure this guy's as strong as he is, almost, right?
Exactly.
I mean, yeah.
So he feels it,
and there's two of them.
Exactly, and so he feels it when he punches him. And as he's yelling at him, he goes, "Felt that, huh? You know what I see when I look at you, Sonny? A soft, wee scientist, son," is what he tells him as he gives him a good knee to the gut.
Would this be comparative to like Zod and all that?
Yeah,
as
I think in a sense,
like
maybe.
Strength goes.
Yeah, oh for sure.
Yeah,
and so they do. They take him out of space and they throw Superman into the moon, and it like cracks the moon.
Crack the moon.
As they're just, and then they just throw him back to Earth.
Hey kids, we cracked the moon.
Yeah, and then they land, and that's when he's like, the moon. You guys, you broke it. And he's like, you can leave the world, saving the world to us. All hell, New Krypton. And they fly away.
Not if you broke the fucking
and
moon.
He's like, what have you done? You've broken the moon. Well, so they go, and they just take the world's bridges, and they use it like staples to just piece the moon back together.
Wow.
Right? That's what they decide to do to fix it.
Okay.
And then we flash back to the Daily Planet, and it goes, after 2 whole months of listening to them talk about how analyzing life on our amazing life on Krypton was, I finally caved in. And Jimmy's talking to everybody there at the water cooler, because what he's done is he's bought a pair of new Kryptonian overpants and belt. Yeah, he's trying to fit in with the new Kryptonians to be cool, because they're cool. Everybody seems to like them. What happens is, like, Clark is sporting a nosebleed because he's clumsy old Clark. Sure. Steve Lombard is trying to light his jacket back there on fire. I did like this part. Like what I'm saying, when Steve Lombard ends up trying to make an ass and does of Clark, he still gets his comeuppance too. Yeah. So he's like, Steve, I know it's you, but he still falls for it. He's like, and he like, spills water all over himself. And Steve starts laughing, and Clark goes, Steve, your hairpiece is on fire. And Steve's like, that's funny. Hell, you insinuating? I don't wear it is. And he like takes it off to like sit there, and Cat dumps water all over it. Like in all of this, there's nice little comedic bits too that feel very cool. But while they're there, hovering outside are the new Kryptonians. And they're like, this is where Superman hides out.
What's their names? Lilo and Stitch?
Yeah, Lilo and Stitch. Bar-El and Lilo.
Okay.
And Bar-El goes, what kind of self-loathing, degenerate disguise, his true nature to snort and snuffle among subhumans. Have you abandoned all dignity? As he yells out, and I love Steve Lombard goes, you got the wrong guy, Bar-El. I may have all the moves, but I ain't Superman. Like he thinks that he's talking about him. And Clark's like, maybe you should alert Superman with your watch, Jim. I have something to do. I got to do something about this nosebleed. And so he goes and he leaves. And Superman's leaving to change. And as they're sitting there kind of like taunting Superman, Bar-El goes, reveal your Kryptonian colors or... And Lilo goes, Bar-El, I feel... and she starts to drop. And Bar-El chases after and goes, Lilo. And Superman is there to catch her down as he comes out the bottom of the planet. And he's like, it's okay, I have her. And Bar-El goes, take your naked hands away from her. I'm assuming he's gloved.
That's a weird thing to say.
Well, he's gloved.
I get it. I'm just saying it's just a weird thing to say.
It is. And as he's there, like he walks her over, and Bar-El's like, I'm warning you, I can't fly. Why do I feel so weak? And Superman kind of scans Lilo and goes, as far as I can guess, you passed through a certain radioactive cloud in space, which caused the minerals in your bodies to turn to toxic kryptonite. It can't kill me anymore, but it was weakening me. As for you, I'm afraid your own bodies are poisoning you. Like they've essentially like from their travels in space, their bodies are. Yeah,
so
like
they were basically in space too long and went through the wrong
cloud,
okay.
and it's turned them into like they've got kryptonite poisoning.
Gotcha. Okay.
And he goes, but we've come so far. We survived the death of Krypton together. And he's like, I know. Let me help you. There's a way. And he's like you helped Kandor? Like, what do you mean help? He's like, I don't need your kind of help. You can't help us. And about these, like, we don't need. And you see Lilo Barrel. I can't see. And he's like, Superman, he reaches out and he's like, here for a hand. And Barrel's just like, we don't belong here. We should be among our own people. Lilo. And we get an all black and he's screaming out like he can't see now.
Yeah. Look at his eyes.
It is.
Going
Like
two
they've
different
gone.
ways.
Yeah. And we cut then next to Superman has them both kind of laying like he's taking care of them both.
Mm-hmm.
And he goes, all right, once I apply these contacts, not like eye contacts, but side of your contacts.
Yeah, sure.
I'll be able to see and hear your thoughts the top through the screen there. And he puts them on, and that's how they talk to him. Then and he goes, Barrel says, Superman, after all I've done, still you show me kindness. And Superman tells him, my Earth parents taught me respect for my elders.
Yeah.
They're not all barbarians.
Yeah.
So he sits there and he goes, Kal-El, like, they have this moment. Like, I'm proud to call you my kin.
Yeah.
Krypton's great heart lives on with you. And he's like, you're right about one thing. I am a scientist's son. And in that nature, I've been able to observe, learn, not to interfere too much. Perhaps I could have done more. But, and he's like, there you go, do what you must. And he's like, all right. So what he's found out that they're able to do, and he tells them, there is one way to save you, but this has to be your choice. This ray will dematerialize your bodies into the Phantom Zone forever. Then, and Barrel just says, all right, then put my hand in hers.
Yeah.
Put, where he goes, another big adventure, my love. And we go together.
Yeah.
And so he sits there and Superman shoots. I love that it's the same little, like, because we've seen it even in Alan Moore's, like it's the actual, like the two-handed, like ray he has to hold like that.
Well, it's that goofy TV thing, too.
It is, but it's the same looking thing.
Right, it's that Silver Age, like he could look into the past, look into the future, all that stuff.
But I just love the way the Phantom Zone projector always looks like that. And so he goes, if I can, if I still have time, like I promise, I'll find a way to restore you both. But until then, at least the Phantom Zone now will have some law and order at last. And he pushes the button to turn it on, and that's where it ends. It's them now.
They're kind of lording over the Phantom Zone now, yeah. Huh.
And that ends issue 9 of...
That seems like it's going to become a problem.
All-Star Superman. You think so?
Yeah.
Well, I guess we'll have to see. Anyway, that does it for us.
That means yes.
No.
I got you, yeah.
No, that was more about Superman just showing kindness still through all the...
So, let me ask you this. Without spoilers and things like that, right?
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, the stuff you've picked to compare the movie to and show me where it came from and stuff, you've done a really great job, and I appreciate it because there's a lot of stuff that it's not necessarily a replication of what's in the comic, but it is
Spirit,
very much inspired, spirit, whatever from it. Yeah, and I can see where he got all this stuff, right?
Yeah.
What was left out that you wish would have been there? Like from all the comics you've read, all of this story arc that you've kind of taken in, what's the thing that got left out?
We're going to get...
Not that it won't be coming down the road.
So that's the thing.
Yeah.
We are going to get to my favorite moment in this whole series on Wednesday.
Okay.
Here's the thing.
We don't have to tell me what it is.
No, I'm not going to. Like when we get there, I'll tell you. But we're gonna get to it, and it involves Lex Luthor.
Okay.
But there's another really great moment that we're gonna get to in issue 10 that everybody loves. Like it's probably, to me, like the biggest. You know how like you'll see people like post like, oh, Superman panels all the time. Mm-hmm. Like this is the one that I see more than anything else.
Really?
Yeah, we're gonna get it in issue 10, and it's a great.
Okay.
But. Sorry.
No, you're fine. You're fine, yeah.
But for me...
I love how invested you are in comics. I mean, it's just amazing to me.
But it feels kind of dumb at times.
Well, it is what it is. You know, some people are invested in sports. You're invested in sports and comics.
Yeah.
So it's weird.
But it's just great stories.
It's a very odd dichotomy you have going on inside
I
you.
cover a lot of weird areas. But it's such a good story.
Yeah.
Oh, it's such a good story.
Okay.
But there's a moment with Lex Luthor in the very last issue that I just always love.
Yeah. I will tell you
That I was going to say that we couldn't have gotten here.
Okay.
That would have to work, I think, as like a final. It would have to be the last.
I got you.
Like it makes sense because it works for our story because this is like the last Superman story.
If there was one thing I was surprised in a good way about with the movie, is what's the guy's name that played Lex Luthor?
Oh, Nicholas Hoult.
Yeah, he was an excellent Lex Luthor. When you look at him, you think about the youth and all of that, right? And I thought, well, I don't know if I'll buy him as Lex Luthor and stuff. I mean, that's going on in my head. There is one point in the movie where he has kind of this soliloquy, right? He just says all this stuff. And that's when I went, oh, there's Lex Luthor. You know what I mean? Like it literally came out of that one moment. And it's probably like, I don't know, the guy speaks for like 45 seconds or something like that, right?
Oh, but he owns it. Yeah.
But he owns that moment, and you go, oh, this is the guy. It's great casting all the way around.
It is.
Lois was great.
Yeah, everybody. Like
Hornswet, though, he's got to be my favorite Superman since Christopher Reeve.
It's the same.
Honestly, if you told me this was a sequel to Superman 2, if this was Superman 3,
it would feel like it?
It would feel like it because I'm like, this guy is almost the same guy.
Yeah.
Like just the curly hair, the everything.
Like
it's
that's the thing.
I
told Mike that I love that he was just the right amount of corny too.
Yes.
Because we would get like a golly and a dang in there.
Yes.
And the way he did, it's just so like he was just like like
I think the last line in the movie is "dang it" or something. Yeah. It's just
like the very it's just so funny because like him being frustrated, but it's just like, or no, it's I'm not gonna say, but it's just like him. He's like beating himself up, and he's just like, dang it, just like it just fits. Oh yeah, he does it.
He's
so
very
well.
corny.
And his Clark is really good too.
He's great.
Granted, we didn't see a lot of Clark.
That's okay. We got enough Clark.
We got enough Clark.
We got enough Clark.
We got so much Clark, but not enough Clark where it was like the Dave Clark 5. We didn't
No,
get
it was not
Clarks.
the Dave Clark 5. We got Dave Clark 3.
Yeah, there you go. All right, that does it.
No Clark bar.
Coming up on Wednesday, we close out All-Star Superman as we end all of our Superman talk. I'm sure everybody's tired
There
about
are
this.
some things that I say sometimes that I realize how old I am. And when I
brought up the Dave Clark 5, but I wasn't even around.
Yeah, but when I mentioned the words Clark bar, I mean, do you even know what a Clark bar is?
I've never had one, but I've seen them.
Yeah. It's a candy bar that was made in the
Clark
1700s or something, I guess.
Dang.
I don't know.
Yeah.
It's been around forever.
All right. Well, go
It's
get
like a Chico stick. You ever have a Chico stick?
I have had a Chico stick.
Really?
Yeah. Do yourself a favor and go get your Clark bar and
a bit of
between
honey
this week and next week. As always, thank you guys for taking the time out to watch, listen, comment, everything.
Like
I can't thank you all enough. Well, I can kind of tell usually when we need to wrap up the episode. Thank you guys so much for all of that. As always, thank you for taking the time out to listen. I think I just repeated myself, but make sure to check out Rogue Media Network and all the great Rogue Media Network family of podcasts.
RogueMediaNetwork.com. And by the way, if I can give you one pointer as a moviegoer out there, listen to me. Don't add salt to your popcorn. There's enough on it. I thought I was going to turn into beef jerky as I was sitting there. It was so salty, but I just kept eating the popcorn.
Tips with Mike.
It made my lips hurt. It was so salty.
Where are we?
I kept going, trying to get the salt up.
I was like watching Superman. I just remember over there. It was very weird.
Yeah, it sucked. It was not great. I fucked. Excuse me. I screwed up. I screwed up. Screwed up my popcorn.
It's late enough. We'll just go.
I screwed up my popcorn, but I did not screw up the movie. It was very good.
There we go.
Yeah,
all right. Well, until next week, stay safe, everybody.
Golly con.
Frozen heroes. Gonna tell you about frozen heroes. Gonna tell you about.
This has been a Rogue Media Network production.